What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have some very, very interesting news. As retired, legendary, Hall of Famer, former pound-for-pound king, the man known as Andre S.O.G. Ward. He weighs in on the lightweight division. The lightweight division is front and center in the sport of boxing. Currently, we had the best fighters in the lightweight 135-pound division all on display back-to-back weeks, okay? We had November 27th, it started off with former unified lightweight world champion superstar boxer Teofimo Lopez taking on his IBF, International Boxing Federation, mandatory challenger and Australian star boxer George Kambosos Jr. George Kambosos Jr. upset Teofimo Lopez via split decision to become the newly crowned unified lightweight world champion. Then the following week, we had two of the best on display. December 4th, you had undefeated WBC lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney taking on former IBF super featherweight world champion Mexican superstar boxer Joseph Jojo Diaz. And Devin Haney, he got a unanimous decision victory over Joseph Diaz in Las Vegas, Nevada at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Then that following Sunday, December 5th, we had undefeated three-division world champion superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis taking on a replacement opponent in Mexican star boxer Isaac Pitbull Cruz, in which Gervonta Tank Davis, he got a unanimous decision victory over Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Then the following weekend, we had Olympic two-time gold medalist, former three-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer Vasyl High-Tech Lomachenko on display. Now, keep this in mind, Vasyl Lomachenko, he lost his unified belts to Teofimo Lopez 2 fights prior, and Teofimo Lopez loses the belts to George Kambosos Jr. Okay, so with that said, the lightweight division was absolutely on display as former IBF lightweight world champion, star boxer, and Richard Coleman took on Lomachenko, and Lomachenko beats Richard Coleman via unanimous decision. Okay, so with that said, the best of the best in the lightweight division was on full display. Now, obviously, the question is, what's next for everybody else? Okay, and moving forward, and so what's next for Devin Haney? Well, the obvious answer for Devin Haney should be Devin Haney versus George Kambosos Jr. for undisputed. They came face to face. George Kambosos said he wanted to face Devin Haney, but it had to be in Australia for official undisputed champion at the lightweight division. George Kambosos Jr. stated that he was seeking out the biggest and best opportunity. Who's the most exciting fighter, because he wants to be in fight of the year type of fights. So he said that he was present at Devin Haney fight with Joseph Diaz. Then he was present at Gervonta Tank Davis fight with Isaac Pitbull Cruz, who replaced Rolando Rolly Romero, WBA interim champion, who was the scheduled opponent for Gervonta Tank Davis. And that fight was interesting, more interesting than many people thought. And Gervonta Tank Davis broke his hand in the fight. Very interesting fight. So with that said, George Kambosos, he stated that the guy who impressed him the most was Devin Haney. But then it seemed like he was leaning towards facing Vasyl Lomachenko. So there's a mad scramble here. But one thing to note that's very interesting with Andre Ward, when he weighed in on this division, he stated that the guy that's considered the cash cow from junior welterweight on down, Gervonta Tank Davis, 26 wins, no losses, no draws, 24 wins by way of knockout. He is 27 years of age, 5 foot. He stands at 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. He states that he's considered a cash cow, but he's not fighting the best opposition. And his team and Mayweather Promotions, Floyd Mayweather himself, and CEO Leonard Ellerbe, they are not putting him in with the best opposition, but yet they're complaining that he's not in the top 10, top 5 pound-for-pound list, okay? So Andre Ward, he stated he had this to say when it came to their complaints with Gervonta Tank Davis.
Dangerous dude that can box, got skill the whole nine. They just chosen to take this route, get that young man paid, and keep selling out arena. That's cool. But just don't wonder why you're not creeping up the pound-for-pound list at the pace you want to, or why you're not, universally recognized as the best lightweight. You got to fight that out. You can't talk that out.
Well, his training wheels for this, and
So you heard what Andre Ward stated. He stated that they want to talk Gervonta Tank Davis way into the pound for pound list, opposed to having Gervonta Tank Davis actually fighting the best opposition that is out there. Okay, so he said you can't talk your way into pound for pound. You gotta fight your way into that pound for pound list. Okay, he said that they're moving Gervonta Tank Davis in the manner of putting him in, not the best fights, lackluster opponents, not the best opponents available, selling out arenas and getting him paid. He said, which is cool, but that's not going to move you up the pound for pound list. It's not about legacy, okay? And this has been the complaints of the fans for quite some time. They want to see Gervonta Tank Davis simply in with the best opportunity, with the best opposition. So let's listen to what he had to say again.
Is a dangerous dude that can box, got skill the whole nine. They just chosen to take this route, get that young man paid, and keep selling out arenas. That's cool, but just don't wonder why you're not creeping up the pound for pound list at the pace you want to, or why you're not, universally recognized as the best lightweight. You got to fight that out. You can't talk that out. Well, his training wheels are for the.
So you heard him. He said you got to take the training wheels off. He says that they're selling out arenas. Cool. Which they are. He's considered the biggest draw from 140 on down. But he's not mixing it up with the absolute best that's out there. Now you have Devin Haney. For one, he was scheduled to face off against Rolando Rolly Romero. 14 wins, no losses, no draws. 12 wins by way of knockout. But he's not considered to be in that echelon of the best fighters in the lightweight division. And the case here is that Gervonta Tank Davis has options because he's been fighting from 130, 135, and 140. So he has multiple options laid out for him that he can choose from. So Rolando Rolly Romero, who's not seen to be very skilled, who's not seen to be one of the best. He's actually seen to be, he's a contender, but he's not seen to be very skilled. And most people feel like Rolando Rolly Romero needs a lot of work. So there was a case that took place where Rolando Rolly Romero was essentially pulled from the fight. And the choice of replacement opponent was Isaac Pitbull Cruz. And the fans were not happy. Now, obviously, after the fight, Isaac Cruz, he surprised a lot of people. 23 years old. Now he's 22 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. 15 wins by way of knockout. 23 years of age. 5'3" with a 63-inch arm reach. So he's even smaller than Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, he gave Gervonta Tank Davis a tougher fight than most people expected, clearly, okay? But with that said, he wasn't the name that everybody wanted to see. You want to see him in there with Devin Haney. You want to see him in there with Vasyl Lomachenko, who's been calling out Gervonta Tank Davis for quite some time. And I personally think that that's a fight that Gervonta Tank Davis can win. But for a few years, Vasyl Lomachenko has been calling out Gervonta Tank Davis and seeking out a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis since they were both at 130 pounds and moving forward, okay? And we know that Floyd Mayweather, Leonard Ellerbe, they pointed to the difficulties of dealing with legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter Bob Arum, and that they're being, they will have to do joint promotion, things of that nature. But that would be an enormous fight between Gervonta Tank Davis and Vasyl Lomachenko, who is 5'6", with a 65-inch arm reach. He is a southpaw as well. He's very skilled, very mobile in the ring. Now, he doesn't have many fights. He's now 16 wins, 2 losses, and he is 33 years of age. But for one point in time, Lomachenko was viewed as the best fighter in the world. Not on my list. I had that being Terrence Crawford, but he was very high on the pound-for-pound list. He's never fought on pay-per-view, and that's their model. That Gervonta Tank Davis is a pay-per-view cash cow. He's the pay-per-view superstar. And so these guys can't put fans in the seats, okay? Well, Isaac Pitbull Cruz doesn't put fans in the seats, okay? He's not a big draw. He's not a massive draw. After the fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, he garnered 100,000 followers because of the effort and the output that he put in his fight, and nobody expected it, so he became an instant star, okay? Rolando Rolly Romero is not a big draw. He's never headlined a major card, okay? Lomachenko has. Teofimo Lopez has. Devin Haney has, okay? So the fans want to see Gervonta Tank Davis in the ring with the best opposition available. Also, again, he has the pick of the litter at 140, 135, and 130. Okay, why? Because Gervonta Tank Davis is considered to be that pay-per-view cash cow. At 130, you have guys like Oscar Valdez. You have Shakur Stevenson at 130. There's plenty of big name, big opportunity, big legacy name fights that are out there that would definitely be pay-per-view fights. But as Leonard Ellerbe stated that, who's going to pay these oppositions, okay? So clearly he's letting it be known that either A, they don't have the big money to pay them at this current time, or B, they just don't want to pay the opposition, okay? So he stated that who's going to pay Devin Haney the big money that he's looking for, okay? He's second. Devin Haney is second in grossing from 140 on down to Gervonta Tank Davis. So Andre Ward, he lets it be known you can't keep complaining about him not moving up the pound for pound list if you personally don't see him fighting the best opposition. Okay, this is what Andre Ward stated after Lomachenko beat Richard Coleman. Now, Richard Coleman is not the biggest opposition. Nakatani's not. But Vasyl Lomachenko has fought Gary Russell Jr. He has fought. Now, he has more opportunities than most. But he don't have more opportunities than Gervonta Tank Davis because he don't have the star power Gervonta Tank Davis has. Gervonta Tank Davis can pick and choose whomever he so chooses, and they'll all raise their hand and oblige him, okay? Now, Gervonta Tank Davis at one point in time was looking to fight undefeated rising Mexican superstar title contender Ryan Garcia, okay? But again, Ryan Garcia's never headlined a major card. He's headlined one now against former Olympic gold medalist and British lightweight title contender Luke Campbell. He was flawed in the fight, got up and knocked out Luke Campbell. That was the fight that they were seeking out. But Ryan Garcia is not a champion, okay? They were basing that off of Ryan Garcia's social media followers. So with that said, Andre Ward is letting it be known you can't keep complaining about Gervonta Tank Davis not moving up that pound for pound list if he's not fighting the best pound for pound type of fighters to be considered on that list. So let's see what happens moving forward. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Oh, it is your boy Jada Kiss. Make sure you check out Blue Blood Sports TV. It's going down.